And so, Bubba, you've lost your way. So, Bubba, you're a Turk builder. The same.
This is a W for Bubba. Still didn't address the fact that Hussein was not actually tested in the Natty Bodybuilding show. I've never seen such a big YouTuber get so defensive about these small timers. All right, Bubba Army, welcome back to the Bubba YouTube channel. I just put some caffeine gum in, so I'm zooted, ready to make a video. Not sipping on tequila this morning. Hell no, that's crazy. Anyway, yes, Greg Doucette, he made a video about Bubba. Bubba being me, okay? Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about the whole fake laugh, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Honestly, I think it was a funny video. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not one of these like really soft guys. I don't really care if you put a hate comment, make a video talking about me. I'm talking about you, you know? You got to be a man. If you're going to talk about somebody, you can't whine and complain when somebody talks about you, you know? Like, I don't like it. It's like when Draymond Green does stupid stuff in the NBA, and then he gets like mad when people call him out for his shit. I hate that stuff, right? So you know what? We're going to react to this whole Greg video. It's truly funny, and we're going to talk about a bunch of the arguments because, man, this video is crazy. So let's get in the flow, stay together, and let's get this show on the road.
Think you're barking up the wrong tree, Bubba. Greg's undefeated. He's definitely a little weasel, but he's also the GOAT at internet beef. Bubba picking on Wes Watson is one thing, but I like Greg more than fake laugh Bubba. For real, Greg is definitely a tier above Bubba. You're definitely punching above your weight. Greg is not a bully or a rat. He is actually the same as you, but you don't have a camera persona. He has a camera persona, doesn't sound like that in person. He has flaws, but his advice is solid. He then goes on to glaze me for about 5 straight minutes. I can't.
Honestly, I think it's really funny how Greg says the name Bubba.
And so, Bubba, you've lost your way.
It just makes me laugh. Like Mrs. Bubba and I were talking about it this morning because I was like, hey, Greg made a video about us. And she was like, what? And then I showed her Greg and she said, this is what he sounded like.
Yeah, I'm from Saskatchewan. That's up in Canada, eh? You American ladies, you've been out to Saskatchewan, eh?
All right, now getting back to the point, right? So, man, this guy literally called his own fans a glazer. Why do you think I refer to like the subscribers of Greg, right? The Greg Glazers. Like even he said it. Wow. All right. So the fake laugh. Okay. Now you may think it's real. Maybe you think it's not, right? I'm being genuine in all my videos. I think laughter is a type of reaction, just as words are, right? But you know what? I'm a pretty self-aware guy, right? I'm pretty self-aware. And I can understand why somebody wouldn't like laughing for a video. They may interpret it as fake. And that's okay with me. I mean, you don't have to be a fan of it or whatever. But I thought I would, just bring it up because for some reason, like, it's just like a major point of Greg's video in defense of like the countless arguments I've made. I made a lot of arguments that are not grounded in any type of insult. And they're based in like real logic. So we're going to get into the rest of the videos. This one's going to be like probably half an hour. So get your popcorn out for real.
Greg, in today's video, I'm responding to the allegations. Every year, some channel arises and thinks they can take on Coach Greg. And so we got the video. Greg Doucette just destroyed his career and reputation. And so I can't wait to find out how. And so the guy's name, it's Bubba. I thought maybe it's Bubba Watson, the favorite golfer, but apparently it's Bubba the Hutt. And so he's got a photo of Jabba the Hutt from Star Wars because he's scared to actually show himself in the video. And so I'm going to hide. I don't dare show myself, and so I'm going to call out the big bad Coach Greg, and I'm going to take him down.
Welcome back to the Bubba YouTube channel. Guys, today's video is gonna be a banger.
And so the video starts with a photo of Jabba the Hutt. Not him, because he's scared to show himself. So what does bro actually look like? I mean...
You know what I find really interesting is that out of the hundreds of videos, maybe even thousands of videos that have been made about this whole Hussein and Greg situation, he decided to respond to Anabolic Stick and Bubba, myself, right? There has to be some merit to what I said in my videos. Otherwise, Greg would have never responded. There are so many videos out there, but he chose to only respond to us two. I really got underneath his skin with some of my videos, right? And that's because, in my opinion, I think there's a lot of merit. Sorry, I got this gum in my mouth. Sorry to mess up my speech. But there has to be some merit, to what I'm saying. And to address the whole, oh, you're not showing your face, you're not a man. Dude, do you understand that faceless YouTubers have been a thing since YouTube has been around? There are some people like myself. I don't want any of the fame. I don't want anything. I just want to be some normal guy where only my words matter, right? And that's what's so funny when we troll these people is they get pissed off because I'm using a fat slug as my picture.
He's too scared to show himself. Reminds me of the anabolic tick. I mean, what is going on right now? Can't we actually show ourselves? Are we that scared to reveal ourselves to the world? I mean, I'm a 5'6" manlet, but at least I have the decency, the courage to put myself out there.
Well, we're going to be talking about Greg Doucette, and I'm probably punching way above my weight class.
And so he says I'm punching way above my weight class. Last I checked, I'm a 5'6" manlet, and so all I can do is punch up.
So you got to start being a good boy.
No, I'll do an uppercut to him.
No, you won't do. No, what?
Like this. Punch him. Punch his spears off.
What the fuck?
And so he's not punching up. He's literally making a video about me. And why do you think that is? Because these guys, they know that I'm going to respond. The same applies to the anabolic tick. I've been doing this for years. I'm the king of slop as worded by none other than Philion.
And you know what, Greg Doucette? Because I know you listen to all the criticism of you. You are a bully and you're a rat.
What the fuck?
And so I'm a bully and I'm a rat. Now, maybe I am in fact a bully. I mean, after all, I do natty or nots on people. I call people out. I tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. I mean, I've done several videos on famous YouTubers like Mike O'Hearn, Mike Israel, Derek from More Plates, More Dates, Eddie Hall. And the list goes on and on. And
well, Greg, that's where a lot of the irony is in the fact that you built your entire channel, right? Your entire reputation, your community on slam dunking on fake natties, right? But when we the people, right? When we make videos, when we make comments, when we make observations saying that Hussein is a fake natty, you literally started screaming. Bro, like that's the irony. That is where all of this just falls apart for you because the very same thing that we're doing, right? You did for years and years and years. You still continue to do so. So that's why people are slam dunking on you. That's why your community is turned on you. That's why when you go on every single video of yours, you just see people always bring up the fact that you never address any serious arguments. You just always dance around the facts. You always dance around like legitimate arguments about how he never actually got tested, how he also you guys used the fact that he competed in a quote unquote natural bodybuilding competition as proof that he's natural. And then the dude comes out and says, oh, I was never tested. It was a sham show. I don't know what you guys are talking about. That's the bullshit that we're calling out.
so I guess I have to give him that. I can be considered to be a bully. But then he says I'm a rat. How am I a rat? Well, let's continue to watch.
I knew this guy. How he was. I'm just really good at reading people. And Greg Doucette, he's always been one of those guys that I always thought was a rat.
Again, he repeats that I'm a rat. When you call someone a rat, you best have the receipts. I've been called a rat for years. For years, people have made several allegations, all of which are false. And previously in my videos, I've stated, I used to sell performance-enhancing drugs, and I was given a 20-month sentence, house arrest, as well as a $50,000 fine. And so I haven't denied this. And remember, I'm in Canada. In Canada, selling steroids, it's a Scheduled 4 drug. It's not Scheduled 3 like in the United States. It's Scheduled 4. And Scheduled 4, as you know, is the least punishable crime in Canada in terms of selling substances. So in Canada, to get a 20-month sentence as well as a $50,000 fine, that is a lot. Much more than my lawyer thought I was going to get. And so people are trying to say that I somehow ratted out all of my friends, other dealers, in order to get a reduced sentence. This never happened. Remember, this happened in 2012. Do you not think that these people that I'd ratted out would not have been released from prison? And so if they were in fact ratted out, they're clearly out of prison now, and so name them. Give me one name. Name the person. If you're saying I ratted this person out in order to have a reduced sentence, prove it. Because it didn't happen. And so you're a liar, Bubba. And so last I checked, it's not okay to lie.
What's even funnier in all of this drama is I didn't even know about this. When I called him a rat, I didn't have a clue that apparently he's had a bunch of mud thrown at him because people think that he threw his friends under the bus to get a reduced prison sentence for whatever he was caught up, right, in Canada. I didn't even have an idea that happened. When I called Greg Doucette a rat, right, it was simply based on my own feelings that he's a rat, that he didn't pass the vibe check. Because in my opinion, I don't think he even cares about anything other than just pushing his Turk fucking shit, right? I thought that. That was what I thought, right? So, man, this guy must be like really, really sensitive to being called this. I didn't know it was such an open wound, and now the wound is just getting opened up even more. I think it's even funnier, honestly. Like, yeah, think about this, man. A guy with 2 million subscribers took the bait. I didn't even make the argument about the whole prison thing. I didn't even have an idea about it, and this guy took the bait. This guy is so soft.
And as I said in the anabolic stick video, when you lie about somebody, for example, in words, it's known as libel. And so my advice in the future is try not to do this. Now, does that mean I just threatened I'm going to sue him? Nope. Same as the anabolic stick. I'm trying to help smaller YouTubers. When you make allegations, make sure that they're factual. That Hussein Farhat was a pathological liar. He's not. There's no evidence of that. You're defaming him. And so in the future, try not to do that. That was what I wrote. Is that threatening a lawsuit? Trust me, if I threaten a lawsuit, you're gonna know about it. Not just publicly, but privately as well.
Greg Doucette is threatening to sue me. No, that isn't clickbait. Let me explain.
It is clickbait. I'm not threatening to sue him in the slightest. It's made up, it's bullshit, and you all eat it up. And why? Because you like drama. Who would know better than that than me? I know this. I know that it's clickbait, but he pretends that I'm threatening to sue him. It sounds really cool. I mean, think of it. Why would I sue a guy who's in university who doesn't even have enough money or the wherewithal to get the money to test Hussein Farhat to make $100,000? Yeah, that's right. That's how much money you get if Hussein Farhat fails a drug test. And so if he's a fake natty, how hard would that be to prove? He's ready to take a test at any time.
Now, would have Greg made a bunch of money trying to take this guy down, anabolic stick? Probably not, right? However, by threatening legal action, or at least implying it, okay, you try to shut this guy up. You try to make him an example for others not to speak up against your bullshit, even though you built a career doing the same exact thing, right? How ironic is that? Anyway, this guy, Greg, he thought this was going to be his Bane breaking the bat over his knee moment. Instead, anabolic stick broke this fool's back. He shoved his whole stick up his... All right, never mind. But this guy, right, he wants to whine and complain. Oh, well, he was saying he's going to get drug tested no matter what. His blood work, it's going to be done. Dude, that doesn't matter because we all know the fool is cycling on and off, on and off, on and off, right? He's getting on and off. And of course, it's not going to show up in the blood work. So why? Yeah, that's why you guys are pushing this so hard. We don't even buy it. We don't buy it for 1 second. You guys are not even being serious about this 100K bullshit.
At any place. And so, oh my God, Hussein Farhat, Coach Greg is covering for him. Really? You really think I'm going to put my reputation on the line on a guy that could be tested at any time? Tomorrow, tonight, next week. And so if he is a fake natty, what are you going to say? Oh, he just hopped off an hour before getting the notice to go and take the test. He's ready to take the test always.
1 day ago, I posted a video criticizing Greg Doucette and Hussein Farhat for allegedly lying about Hussein's natty status. You'll soon find out why I have to emphasize the word allegedly.
He's saying allegedly now because I taught him that when you criticize YouTubers, you can't lie. If you deliberately lie about something, it's known as libel. I'm trying to help him. Bro had 2,000 followers. And so notice he's saying allegedly. In the original video, he didn't say allegedly. He said Hussein Farhat's a pathological liar, that there's no way that he's not natural. He's trying to say with 100% certainty that he knows that me and him are lying, that I'm lying to cover it up. He doesn't have proof of that. He can say, oh, I think he's a fake natty. I don't believe for 1 second that he's a fake natty. I think that Coach Greg is covering for him. But when you say pathological liar, Coach Greg is lying to cover for him, you can't say that without stating that you think this is the case.
Well, in a way, you have put your reputation on the line. You've made a bunch of videos defending his status as a natural bodybuilder. You have put your reputation on the line. He's even in your business, bro. So what are you talking about with saying, oh, I would never put my reputation on the line? That's all you've done. That's all you've done. Your community's called you out for it. Your reputation's cooked, bro. So cooked.
And so I was trying to do him a solid. I even put a smiley face at the end of the sentence.
I think it's weird to be positive all the time. I think it's fucking fake.
So does that sound like I'm trying to sue someone in his 20s who has no money to pay for the actual damages? Does he not understand that I did him a solid? I wrote a comment on his wall. Oh, let's stir up some beef. How do you think I make videos? I stir up drama. I go back and forth with other YouTubers. I do this all the time. Now, typically, I know it's usually with people who are more famous than Coach Greg. Guys like Mike Israetel, Eddie Hall, and so on. People with more followers than me, because the more followers the person I'm in beef with, the better the battle. I can get their followers to come to my channel. That is literally how I do it. And so when I do videos with smaller channels, I'm helping them. You don't think the anabolic tick is going to get tens, if not hundreds of thousands of views from me doing this? More followers, more people go to his channel, and so it's a win-win.
The price of procrastination is the life you could have fucking lived, bitch! Fuck!
What the fuck did I just watch? What was that? Really, I'm like at a loss of words. That editor, I think it's his brother, I found out. That guy's on some good shit, man. Anyway, so Greg, he's trying to say, oh, I'm playing the mastermind level chess. I'm playing chess on another level compared to you. Yeah, that's the thing, though. We all know that you do engage in drama with big-time YouTubers, okay? But in my opinion, right, what is there to gain? Really, what is there to gain from this anabolic stick beef? Seriously, bro, you are just taking a fat L. When you compete, right, with the Eddie Halls of the world, the Mike guy or whatever, it's kind of like 50-50. Your communities go back and forth. It's kind of for good fun. You're having a good time. You're not serious. But, dude, you're crashing out, bro. You're losing it, bro. That is what's going on. This is not some mastermind level chess game that you're playing with us. Bro, you're getting cooked. You're getting cooked by anabolic stick and a dude with a fat Jabba the Hutt profile picture, you lame.
When the video only had 150 views, Greg Doucette somehow found it and had already commented on my video.
Hussein Farhat sent me the video and said,
haha, look at this. He thinks that we're lying to cover this up.
There was 100 views at the time. I said, that's interesting. I'm on a cruise. I can't wait to watch this video. Hey, you know what? Hussein's actually natural. I did blood work on him. He did a drug-tested bodybuilding competition. He's willing to take a test at any time. And so, hey, why don't you test him? That would make a great video. Why didn't he just find...
Thanks, Greg, for giving us the intel that Hussein is even more sensitive than we originally thought. So according to Greg, Spaghetti-O Head, Burnt Ramen Head, whatever you want to call him, right? He's the one that discovered the guy's video and then sent it to Greg. But you know what I find really interesting is that Greg commented on my video after only a couple thousand views. And in the grand scheme of YouTube, that's really nothing, right? That's pennies in the grand scheme of things. And are you going to tell me then Hussein found my channel and sent it to you? Really interesting, Greg. And he made a video exposing Greg Doucette and how he's covering for this like new up-and-coming star called Hussein.
And so they say I'm covering for Hussein. I literally called Hussein a fake natty, and Hussein then said, how can I prove that I'm not a fake natty? I'm like, get your blood work right now. No time to cycle off. Do it right now. He did it. Went over the blood work, no signs of the use of performance-enhancing drugs, and this was better than a drug test. Drug test, you could cycle off. It was blood work. This can go back for several months. And so I had no choice but to say, he's not a fake natty. I got it wrong, and so I made a video apologizing. And remember, unlike other people or perhaps narcissists, I can admit when I make a mistake. And so I got it wrong. I'm not always right. Remember, when I make natty or nots, I'm telling you what I think. Gun to my head, life is on the line. If I'm picking natty or not on Hussein, originally thought he was a fake natty. But now, I think he's natural. And add to that, he does a drug-tested bodybuilding competition, doesn't lose his muscle, and he offers $100,000 to anyone to prove that he's wrong. How can you say, oh, I just think it's impossible? Yeah, it's very unlikely. That's why we said 1 in a million.
When I heard this argument right from Greg saying, well, the turnaround time was immediate, so there was no way he was able to cycle on and off in the situation when I provided him a test. Now, I went back to Hussein's Instagram page and I was like, there's something fishy about all of this. And I looked and the guy is constantly reposting pictures, old photos, old videos. Honestly, we never even really know what his physique currently looks like because there are so many reused and recycled photos. And in my opinion, right, the guy is cycling on and off, okay? There are some times where the dude looks completely natural, and then there's times where he looks absolutely insane. And I think it's really difficult to be able to track daily what he even looks like because the dude's always reposting videos and photos, old bullshit, blah, 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 fugazi this, fugazi that. That's what's always going on. So it didn't really surprise me that Greg was like, oh, yeah, well, he did this immediately. Well, it's probably very likely then that Hussein, during that time you called him out, was off. But he was reposting photos that made him look absolutely insane.
I think that he's natural. You're thinking, no, you're making this shit up. You've never overturned a decision. Lex Little, do you remember this guy? I originally said, I think he's a fake natty. And then what did I do? Upon further evidence, I said, I think I got it wrong. I said, Lex Little, he's natural. And so when I make mistakes, I correct them. I've done this on a famous powerlifter. And so if I actually make a mistake, I'm going to correct it. I will admit when I'm wrong. Anabolic tick, there's no way he's going to admit that he made a mistake. That he accused me of threatening to sue him when I actually didn't. Or that Hussein Farhat is actually natural. And he hides behind the fact that, oh, I'm going to say I'm a poor, broke-ass student. I could never get any money. I can't borrow it from my mommy or my daddy who probably helped to pay for my university because I have no money. I don't have a job. I don't work. You know how hard I worked to go to university? And so how dare you? Shame on you. You have the opportunity of a lifetime. $100,000. All you have to do is get Hussein Farhat to do a drug test and you win. I mean, it's guaranteed he's a fake natural, right? And what are the odds that he's not? What do you think, babe? 1 in a million. Seems like great odds. I mean, the odds of him losing are perhaps 999,999. Those are great odds. The odds of him losing the 100,000, it's a sure thing. Surely you can get.
This situation, though, is so much different compared to the other times when you were wrong, Greg. I understand that you've apologized in the past for being wrong. And you know what? I give you a degree of respect for that. At least you've owned up to those mistakes. However, with this Hussein situation, it's different because you've integrated him into your business, into your brand, your Instagram. You guys make posts together. You guys are like two peas in a pod. And that's what the audience has picked up on, that you guys have like this business relationship or whatever. I mean, in his Instagram, he literally says the co-owner or whatever of your business. So that's why everybody's calling it out, bro. That is the big problem with all of this. So Greg Doucette, okay, he's involved somehow with covering this guy's fake natty status.
I'm involved somehow in covering his fake natty status. How am I involved in it? I literally made the first video, said he was a fake natty, and then he did his blood work. I went over it, and I said, based on the evidence, he's not lying. He then did the drug-tested competition. He offers $100,000 to prove that he's wrong. And so how am I covering up? Where is the evidence? There's absolutely zero, nada, zero, zilch. And so how can these guys simply make these videos? I'll tell you why. For the clout. Because I have a lot of followers. And so they punch up. Oh, he's got so many followers. You know what? If we're lucky, he'll make a slop video tearing us down. And we'll get all of his followers that hate him they'll subscribe to our channel and we'll look really, really cool because we have horrible genetics in comparison to Hussein, and so we want to believe that he's a fake natty.
But when Greg Doucette gets exposed by this new YouTuber, who's doing a great job, by the way, I mean, seriously, he's growing his channel a lot. Really proud of him.
Well, I'm so proud of him for making clickbait videos, for calling us out with no evidence whatsoever.
Greg Doucette is threatening to sue me. No, that isn't clickbait.
Who lies and hides.
If you've made it this far, can you comment down below if you think Greg is playing dumb or something? Because he's trying to say, how am I involved with covering this guy? Bro, you're making videos defending him on the daily. How is that not being involved? You haven't even addressed the massive elephant in the room. 25 minutes this video has gone on, and not once did you bring up the fact that you guys used him competing in a quote-unquote natural bodybuilding competition, and they never tested him. They didn't test anybody. And even Hussein went on camera and said they didn't test him. But you don't bring that up. And so when people say you're covering for him, it's because you're not addressing elephants in the room and you're putting bullshit arguments forward in defense of your position, saying that he has 1 in a million genetics, when this guy does not have 1 in a million genetics. That's a slap in the face to everybody's intelligence. Bro, seriously, how does this guy not understand how he's involved? Seriously, I think this guy's playing dumb or something.
Behind the screen. He wasn't even going to show himself. And he dares to challenge us. I mean, oh, it's so rare. I mean, no one ever would dare make a video about a famous person. How do you think I got famous in the first place?
Rules for thee, but not for me. I think that's the saying, right? And I just can't believe it. Actually, I can, because he is a rat.
He is a rat with no evidence. Now, let me remind you again, that's known as libel. Now, I'm not threatening to sue you, but I'm teaching you what it means. When you call me a rat and I'm not, and there's no proof of this, and I've literally made video after video exposing this theory, then you're lying. Have you not watched my videos? If you watched my videos, you would know that I'm not.
And he pretty much just always copies John Bravo's content. Never says anything of actual originality.
And so I do nothing original. I just copy all of John Bravo's videos. I have 3,700 videos. How many does John Bravo have? 100? 200? 1,700? Certainly less than 3,700. Last I checked, I post 10 plus videos a week. John Bravo, about 1. How can I be copying all of his videos? Oh, and when I do use his videos, what do? I give him a shout out. And so John Bravo in private literally thanks me. He says, Greg, here's some material, do a video. It helps us both. And so, Bubba, you've lost your way. You're losing this battle.
Just takes John Bravo's reporting and then just puts his nasty Greg Doucette rat vibe all over it.
Is that the 5th time he said rat? I mean, is anyone counting this? Take a shot of whiskey every time this guy says rat. Accusatory says rat, when I am not one. Yet, what does this guy look like? This is the guy that we're talking about.
You know what, Greg? That was actually a pretty good point in regards to John Bravo's videos. And you know what? I'll admit I'm wrong. But that's the difference between you and I, right? I can recognize when I'm wrong in certain respects, and I can also recognize when I'm correct. And I think it's really funny that you keep harping on this fact that I'm a faceless YouTuber when there are millions and millions and millions of other channels that do this. And literally there are some channels that have millions of subscribers that are faceless. It's just a part of the YouTube meta. I didn't make it, okay? So I don't know why you're hating the play or hate the game. And I feel like the laughing part, generally, it's funny, okay? Honestly, the editor, he did a good job with that part, all right? However, this guy, he doesn't recognize any real argument. He plays dumb all the time. And when I call him a rat, he gets mad press. I don't know how many times I've had to say it. I keep saying, my opinion, I think. It's what I believe, right? This guy is he's so sensitive to this. It's crazy. Bro, Greg, if you're not careful, man, people are going to start memeing you, calling you a rat in your comment section like crazy because they're going to see how sensitive you are, bro. Never give away your cards. Never give away your cards, bro, because when people see the cards in your hand, oh, you are cooked.
I'm not kidding. This is not a lie. It's not libel. He's literally showing a video of this guy consistently throughout the video. But I'm a rat. Who looks like the rat? What is even going on? Is this Jabba the Hutt eating a rat? What is going on this channel? It's true. I had nightmares when I watched this video because Jabba the Hutt had that girl, the hot chick, the queen, whatever, and you had to choke. You would have loved that position, but you would have wished it was me and not Jabba the Hutt. Freaking arm, like choke collar around this girl, and like, and had a freaking tongue hanging out. It was so creepy. I was like, oh my God, I would have a heart attack if I had to be near that guy. It was traumatizing. I'm like 10 years old watching freaking the Star Wars. Scary shit when you're 10. This guy, you trying to scare off the children. What is happening?
Baby girl.
Greg commented this on my video. Alright, who wants to have the privilege of paying for Hussein's drug tests for the chance of winning $50,000? Considering you're all sure there's a 0% chance he's natural, this is easy money.
I mean, how is that bad? Oh, and to this, Coach Greg writes, who wants the chance to make $50,000, of which it's been bumped up to 100? How is that a bad comment? Does anyone want to prove that Hussein Farhat is not natural? You win $50,000. What a horrible YouTuber. What a bully. Any person that watched that video, of which there's over 100,000 views, any of those 100,000 people that read that comment, you can make $100,000. And I'm a bad person for giving you free money. I mean, you know he's a fake natty, right? You know I'm covered.
When we think of this internet beef between Bubba Army and Greg Glazers, who do you think won? Because you have to think about it. A guy with 2 million subscribers is addressing a dude with a Jabba the Hutt profile picture, and then for some reason went on to talk about his fantasies or whatever in the bedroom with his lady. Like, what is going on, bro? When I woke up today and I looked at the Bubba Discord, be sure to join that, right? I was like, this guy actually made a video in response to me. I mean, wow. Hey, all right, hey, editor, be sure to edit that, okay, in your next video with the laugh. However, when you talk about the $50,000, the $100,000, nobody takes it seriously, bro. Like, it's just one argument that doesn't have any foundation to it, that is in your favor, and you just keep touting, well, don't you want $50,000? Don't you want $100,000? Don't you want $1 million or whatever? No, we don't care about that. That argument only serves your purpose, and it's a baseless argument. And I've already shredded it to pieces in the previous, 30 minutes that I've been talking or whatever. And in other videos, people have torn it apart. So it's a dumb argument that you keep touting the money in front of our face. We don't give a fuck about the money.
Bring it up, right? Because they said so, right? So where's the test? Why doesn't somebody pay $399, the Dutch test, and get it done? And no, you don't have to send it to me. You can send it to whoever you want. Derek from More Plates, More Dates, TNF, I don't care. Because Hussein will pass it.
To this comment, I replied, I'm a broke college student.
And he replies, I'm a broke college student. I can't afford it. I can't. He's a bully. He picked on me. He's a 49-year-old man and he's acting like he's 25. I can't afford it. Why are you picking on me, Greg? I mean, you got 120,000 views in the video. Why are you doing this? You commented on my video. Bro, you're acting like a 12-year-old child.
It's wild to see what money and fame does to people, how it changes them and turns them into some monstrosity version of their self. Really crazy. I mean, bro really doesn't have any self-awareness to realize that he was acting like a 12-year-old the entire time throughout all these videos and all these comments, interactions he's had with his community. Yeah, who's the real 12-year-old chump? That's a big problem I have with Greg Doucette, that he's only willing to punch down on the little man.
Did you just hear that? He's only willing to punch down. How big is friggin' Eddie Hall? Punch down? I mean, Mike Israel, about my height, 237 pounds, black belt in jiu-jitsu, more followers than me. I only punch down. That is a bold-faced lie, and you know it. And so why lie? I make videos and I tell you what I honestly think. I don't make up bullshit. I tell you what I think. You're saying I only punch down. I almost always try to punch up because I'm trying to gain followers from them. Think of it. The more followers in the person that you're commenting on, the more you're going to get traction to your videos. And so when I do a video on Bubba, no one cares about Bubba. But if Bubba had 3.8 billion followers, it would be amazing. I mean, I just made...
So then why did you make a video about me, Greg? If there is no gain for you, then why did you do it? Oh, it's because my videos really got underneath your skin, because there's merit to what I said. A channel with less than 100,000 subscribers or whatever, right? I'm a small channel in the big sea of YouTubers, right? I got underneath your skin. Out of hundreds, if not thousands of videos, you made a video about me when nobody cares. You said it yourself. Generally, pretty much nobody cares about the Bubba channel because I'm small, right? And that's just how it is being a small YouTuber. But you made a video about me when there's no gain. So why did you do it? I'm gonna just let you think about that question.
A call out a woman, a call out a man, I don't care. But will you do the same? You made a video on me because you thought it was easy. And you took a video from Anabolic Tick and you thought you could just make it your own. I got an easy win. I'm going to make a video about the Anabolic Tick. But yet you accuse me of stealing all of John Bravo's videos and having none on my own. But the evidence shows I have 3,700 videos and I put out 10 videos a week.
Have you ever even watched the AMU, the Alpha Male Universe, Greg? I call out both males and females. I'm pretty fair to everybody. I'll call out anyone. 1 million subscribers plus, like yourself, or 0 subscribers. I don't really care. I'm just here to bring content, here to bring entertainment to the audience, right? I'm not here to push some bullshit Turk like you're always doing in your videos, right? Nobody even wants that trash. So, Greg, I was wrong in the respect when I said that you copied John Bravo's videos. However, in the grand scheme of things, I think that's a really, low-bearing fruit argument to have attacked, over 30 minutes? It was my laugh, and it was this whole John Bravo argument. That was really the biggest thing you talked about. Oh, and then waving money in our face. You never talked about how the fact that you used him competing, in a natural bodybuilding competition as justification that he's natty. You never addressed it. You never said anything about it. And that's the real argument at the end of the day that only matters, what anybody really cares about. Nobody cares if Bubba thinks you are just trying to finesse people or not. Nobody generally cares about that. Maybe a couple of people do, right? But what people do care about is the integrity of the claim of being a natty. That's what this is all about. This is what the controversy is about. So you can do your little lame straw man this, straw man that. Go ahead. All you're doing is making yourself look like a bigger fool. And that's going to be the video. I think that's my longest video ever on the Bubba YouTube channel. If you watch the whole thing, dude, hit the like button. Seriously, smash that thing. Maybe we can get this video to go viral, okay? People need to hear about this. People need to hear about the arguments back and forth, all right? And you know what? I'm going to have a good rest of my Saturday. And hopefully you do as well. Peace out.